Hello, I'm Tara Lynn Wagner. Working in television news, I've had an opportunity to learn about the wonderful work being done by organizations all across the country. But nothing compares to what I witnessed when I had the chance to visit Sing Sing Correctional Facility and speak with the inmates about Hudson Link and how the program has transformed their lives. Seeing the men receive their diplomas is proof of the program's success. Knowing that none of the graduates who've been released has returned to prison is doubly so. Take a listen now as the inmates, volunteers, and staff members speak about the difference education is making inside the prison walls. In 1995, Governor Pataki followed their lead, pulling all state funding for college programs in prisons, shutting the door on inmates looking to improve themselves and their chances. Dr. Ann Reisner was volunteering at Sing Sing at the time.
One of the men I remember saying to me, when the education money dried up, they knew that hope would be scarce in the prison, and that education equaled hope.
Before he became commissioner of the New York State Department of Correctional Services, Brian Fisher was superintendent of Sing Sing and a strong believer in the need for education. If you're just at the beginning and you know that you're going to be here for 30 more years, why even get that education?
Because education frees them. Education gives them a chance to do other things even inside the prison. They'll get involved in things a little more intellectual than just going in the yard and pumping iron. Most people don't understand that 99% of all the inmates in New York State are going to come home at some point in their career. Everybody you see tonight, everybody you see in jail in Sing Sing, sooner or later will be on the street. Would you rather have them educated or not educated?
Initially, it was the inmates themselves who struggled to bring education back to Sing Sing following the end of the program in 1995. Privately funded classes resumed in June of 2000 under a program called Hudson Link. Collaborating first with Nyack College and then with Mercy College, the program brings professors and teachers to the prison, where they teach all the courses necessary for the inmates to earn a bachelor's or associate's degree in behavioral science. The classes are held in this schoolhouse overlooking the Hudson River. Here, students learn the exact same curriculum taught at other Mercy College campuses, like computer skills and logical thinking, while outside they can hear the sounds of their fellow inmates playing ball in the yard. They sacrifice rec time for school time. It's a choice none of them regrets.
When I first came to prison, I played basketball all the time, but then I realized one day that it's not rehabilitating me.
Douglas Duncan is serving 16 to 32 years for robbery. When we first spoke, he was just weeks away from earning his associate's degree through Hudson Link.
It's a big moment for me, but I think more so for my mother, just to see the look on her face when they called me to get my diploma. Because I had this one memory of her when I went to trial, and I turned around to look at her, and I could see that she'd been up all night, like crying, and that always stuck in my mind. So I made a promise to myself that day that the next time she cried over me, it'd be for good reasons, not for a bad reason. I just want to see her face that day when they give me the diploma. Really, it's for her and for my kids. You know, I want to give them a reason to be proud to say I'm their father. You know, I gave them enough reasons to hold their head down by getting myself arrested, getting locked up. But I just want to give them one good reason to say that's my daddy.
Second chances don't come easy. These men know that all too well. Hudson Link director Sean Pica is helping former inmates move beyond their dark past.
If you looked at them, you had no idea what their past was or what they had been through.
After they receive the degree, for some it's months or even years before they can put it to good use.
That's 12 years gone. I had a felony conviction. I have some tools. I got an education. I have a degree. I'm thinking, you know, life begins now. This is where everything starts. Whatever happened there, as much as I can't rid myself of it, it has to be something of the past.
Ready to put his tools to use, John counted the days until his release after more than a decade in prison for armed robbery. However, opening the iron doors isn't the answer to beginning anew. Left on the train platform with a few dollars in their pocket, a question weighs on their shoulders. How do you start from scratch at age 30, 40, or even 50? From one decade to the next, leaving prison is an extremely jarring experience. When John's release came around, he didn't know how to use a cell phone, buy a Metro card, or send an email. Hudson Link is helping their graduates get reacquainted with the world. Ultimately, Hudson Link affects far more than the men in the classroom. It rubs off on the other inmates they come in contact with inside these prison walls.
The men that are in the program now, they're the men who are going to influence others in the prison system, that they become leaders for the good, not negative. They become mentors to others.
And if the funding were to disappear, as it did 10 years ago,
You would see a lot of, especially the 75 inmates involved in the program today would be very depressed. And the inmates who are looking forward to going into education would be even more depressed. There's a process going on. If you take the process away, you've got nothing but doing time. And that's the worst thing anybody can do, just do time.
graduation. It's a moment all students look forward to, and these men are no different. Underneath their caps and gowns, they wear the green pants of a prison inmate. But tonight, they're just students, bursting with pride, eager to receive their degrees as loved ones cheer around them. Sitting with his family, Jose finds his name in the program, pointing out that he's graduating magna cum laude. And then there's Douglas Duncan, who made a promise to himself at his trial that the next time his mother cried over him, it would be for a good reason. Seeing her son in his graduate's attire, that promise is fulfilled.
My eyes are a little teary, and these are tears of joy. When Douglas first came to Sing Sing, personally, I thought all hope for his life was gone. I could not, at that point in time, see where anything positive could ever come out of him being incarcerated. But today, I feel that he has taken this negative situation and turned it into a positive victory.
For me to get that degree today in front of her meant so much to me, really deep down inside. He gonna make me cry. It really meant so much to me to give her something to hold on to see that I'm really taking steps toward trying to be a better man, a better son, and a better father, most of all.
This is a great moment for me, my children, and my family. I can't describe the feeling that I'm feeling.
Very proud of my father.
Beyond the gates, beyond the wire, behind these bars, changes are taking place.
Education is rehabilitation. If you change the way a person thinks, you change the way they act.
And promises are being made.
And if they give me a second chance, I will take advantage of it, especially for my children, my family, and for the whole society. I'm going to show them that the money that they're investing ain't going to be waste.
More support would mean more second chances, more positive role models, more transformations.
So if more support is given and the program is expanded, you make it possible for more living examples to go back out there into the yards, for those people who can see that something has changed in that man.
So do you see yourself as a motivating force now within the community here?
Yes, I still see myself as that. In fact, some of the older guys and some of the younger guys, they see me throughout the corridors of the prison, and they say to me, "Hey, young scholar," you know, and it makes me feel real good that they're able to say that, because they see something in me that they didn't see before.
Many made these changes possible. The teachers and administrators who believe in the power of education, the inmates who learn to believe in themselves, and the volunteers and donors, those who give their time or their money, and in doing so, give men like valedictorian Zaid Ali not just a second chance at life, but the priceless gift of hope.
You see, hope has hands. Hands that can reach down and pick you up when you fall. Hope has ears. Ears that can hear opportunity knocking. When the radio of disappointment is turned up loud. Hope has a voice that yells out, "You're better than this. You can beat this." When the clouds of doubt begin to form overhead. And hope also has a heart that pumps love when you feel lost and alone. Hope is definitely alive.
10 years since Hudson Link opened its doors, its graduates are proof that education transforms lives. In that time, Hudson Link, in partnership with Mercy College, has offered some 150 courses and taught hundreds of students. Of the 186 Hudson Link graduates, 31 have been released. Today, they are contributing members of society, working and volunteering in their communities. They have jobs in the arts, they've started their own businesses, and they're in the social services field as social workers, counselors, and mentors. And defying high national recidivism rates, not a single graduate has returned to prison.
Education has offered them a second chance, and they're taking full advantage.
I went back into Sing Sing last year in December, and we got a standing ovation. The classrooms were crowded. I saw some of the young men that didn't have their GED, now in their 3rd year at Hudson Link. And I mean, I cried, and it's just life-altering. Life-altering. I know I'm a beneficiary of it, and I'm so grateful to all those who were able to help me and make that educational dream a reality. When I tell my story and, you know, my journey, where I came from and what I'm doing now and how I went back and education helped me to get in the system, a lot of them become inspired.
Education has transformed my life in the sense that it's opened so many doors for me now. When you finally help someone in becoming self-sufficient, that you want to do it over and over again. It's like you were a major part of somebody's life. That type of feeling is what makes me want to continue. That type of feeling is what reminds me of where I was and where I need to be. I have to give everything, all credit to Hudson Link, definitely.
For these men, they are learning a new way to think about their lives and being able to collect more information, which they realize the value of. This, I think, goes to the core, and they know that no one can ever take what they learned away from them. And I think that that is what makes education arguably the most valuable.
Education really insulated me from a lot of negative things that are in prison. It made me see other possibilities. It made me realize that I didn't have to be defined by something I did 24 years ago that was the worst decision that I made in my life. College made me realize that there are other possibilities for me in my life. But there are men in the penitentiary who have come to grips with what they've done and really want to change. And you can't get that change without a chance. When Mr. Fisher came in there, he gave everybody that wanted a chance to pursue credentials, rehabilitation. He gave us a chance to make that happen. I feel like I have a lifelong obligation to give back.
Hudson Link has come a long way in 10 years. It's proven that education has the power to transform the lives of men in prison. And since the program is run primarily on private funding, it's your support that makes that possible. To quote Dr. Reisner, education equals hope. Thank you for giving these students hope.